Today I'm going to tell you the 5 things I wish I'd known before I bought my first house at age 23. When my wife and I bought our first house, we were working in jobs totally unrelated to real estate. Hers still is. And we had no clue about the home buying and mortgage process. So we drove around, we found a house that looked nice, we called the number on the sign, we made an appointment to see it, and we bought it. Does that sound impulsive? In hindsight, it really was. There were several things we should have done before we bought. Now, it turned out that we loved the house, so it was fine. But with the approach that we took, things might not have turned out so well, and I wouldn't recommend it. So let's start with the basics. Long before we called a real estate agent to look at a house, my wife and I should have had a conversation with a lender. That would have been good. We could have asked questions about home payments, mortgage rates, closing costs. We could have even had our credit checked. That way, we would know more about what we needed to do and what we could expect and what we could afford. And even though everything turned out fine, we really did it backwards. It was like we were out shopping for a piece of furniture. We saw it, we wanted it, and we bought it. So point number 1, you can and you should connect with a trusted lender before you start looking at homes. Your lender can talk with you about payments, costs, interest rates, even loan types for free. You can go to their office, you can get on a FaceTime call, you can talk on the phone. There's lots of options, but you should meet with a lender first. Now you might be thinking, shouldn't I talk with a real estate agent first? After all, I am trying to buy a house here. And don't get me wrong, I would always talk with a good local real estate agent once you start shopping for homes. They can give you advice and market knowledge that no one else knows as you buy a house. They know the market. But if you do contact a good real estate agent, one of their first questions will be, and I can just hear my agents watching this video saying these words with me, have you been pre-approved for a mortgage yet? Have you talked with anyone about your financing? Do you know how much you can afford? So have a talk with a lender first, and once you know your budget, then start looking at houses. Now, I mentioned mortgage pre-approval. And when we first bought, the whole concept of pre-approval was just beginning. Not many companies offered pre-approval letters. My wife and I didn't have one. We just made an offer on a house. But that was years ago. Times have changed, they're different now, and today you almost have to have a pre-approval letter to make an offer on a home if you're going to use a mortgage for your financing. Your pre-approval letter assures the real estate agents and the seller that you're good to go. As part of the process, your lender will verify your credit, your income, and your money for down payment. There are many other benefits of pre-approvals, and you can find a video on this channel that will tell you more about them. But for now, point number 2 is to get it done before you shop for a home. Get pre-approved with a lender. If you live in one of the 44 states where we lend and you'd like to work with me, just reach out. I'd love to help you. I'll leave a link in the video description where you can apply online and another link where you can download a free PDF with all 5 points. To get you pre-approved, one of the first things your lender will do is to check your credit. And today, a credit check can happen very quickly, even real time as you talk with a lender. You need to look at your credit while you're still beginning the home buying process. Checking your credit can save you the heartache of finding a dream home and then discovering that the credit score that you have won't allow you to buy the house. If you know what's there ahead of time, you can make adjustments to your credit by paying down balances, and you can correct errors. You can work on things that you might not have known about before. These days, your credit score plays a significant role in the mortgage process. The higher your score, the better your chances of getting approval and a good interest rate. Now, while we're on the topic, here's some general credit advice to help keep your scores high. Make sure all of your payments are on time. Try to keep your credit balances below 10% of the credit limit, and go easy on applying for new credit. Credit inquiries and new accounts will complicate things when you buy a house. Achieving and maintaining a good credit score can save you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And that's point number 3, get a credit check and make adjustments if you need to. I remember when my wife and I were just starting out, and like a lot of young couples, we were tight on money. We had conversations in the grocery store about whether we could afford to buy a pint of strawberries. We laugh about it now, but we actually did that. We weren't exactly broke, but we were on a very tight budget. And if you're just starting out, you may be in the same position. So I want to encourage you to start investing now. Set aside a portion of every paycheck and deposit it in a savings or brokerage account. If you're careful about where you put your money, you'll be happy that you started investing early on. Now sometimes, even though you are saving, you might need a little help as you purchase a home. Did you know that there are grant programs available to help you with your down payment and closing costs? Now, like everything, there are some qualifications and there are some restrictions, and they usually have to do with your income level and the area where you're going to be buying your house. But it's enough to know that you want to ask the question, do I qualify for any grant money for my purchase? Our bank often has money available if you qualify, so feel free to check with me if you're interested. All right, that's point number 4. Ask about available grants in your area. The additional cash for closing can be the game changer that you need. And speaking of needing additional cash, it's important to know that there can be lots of closing costs when you buy a house. We had no clue when we bought our first house how much it would actually cost us. Now, we found out along the way and we were able to handle it, and so it all worked out. But it would have been better if we had asked the right questions up front. One great question to ask is for a list of closing costs in your area. It's called a loan estimate, and your lender will provide you one for free. It's an itemized list of the cost, and it'll help you decide if buying a house is right and affordable for you. So that's point number 5, get a loan estimate from your lender. Now, all of these points are about understanding the process before you dive in. If you want to learn more, you can watch this video about pre-approval right here. And if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me.